Hey everyone, I just want to do a quick run test and talk about the setup of my Quickjacks. I've had these for about a while now. I really haven't had any need to use them yet. I haven't gotten into any significant automotive repairs, but they're a really great tool to have. It's a great alternative if you really don't want to commit to a lift, whether they're expensive or you don't want to have your garage committed to it and the entire setup. This is a really convenient thing to have that you can put away when you don't need it and still have full use of your garage floor. So I picked these up from Costco a while ago for about $1,000. They're also on sale through Quickjack right now. So the sales, if you're looking to pick one up, are actually very good. When they come out of the box, you get the the Quickjacks, the actual units themselves. You'll get the hydraulic pump. It's available in a 12 volt and a 120. This is obviously a 120. The 12 volt is good because you run it off a car battery if you want to use it in more remote locations like at a track or something like that. Comes also with the hydraulic hoses from the factory. Also comes with 2 sets of blocks, short blocks, tall blocks, and you can stack these. And it also comes with this frame slider that goes onto the frame that you can use to kind of push the jack in and out and just kind of get it to where it needs to go. One thing I was waiting for a while were these pinch weld blocks. Were back ordered for quite a while. These are nice because they will mate right up to the pinch weld and they won't bend it like the regular blocks will. As far as the setup before you get going to actually lift the car, it's not too bad. You're talking probably a 10-minute setup once you kind of understand where everything needs to go. It's very simple. Before you lift, obviously you want to make sure that they're parallel with the frame of the car. They're not sitting crooked or anything like that. Make sure that the safeties are on the outside. Don't put them on the inside because then you're going to have to take everything apart again and redo it so you have easy access to the safeties. The air assist cylinders in the back, you absolutely have to make sure they are pumped up evenly. They should have 50 pounds in them. If they are uneven or one is full and one's low, it will lift the car unevenly. So you absolutely have to make sure that those are both filled to 50 psi because they do make a difference. You'll connect the hoses up and just make sure that they're locked in. That's not a big deal. Make sure they're plugged into the power unit. Make sure that the vent is open on the power unit because if this is closed when you go to lift, it's going to create a vacuum and then want to suck the bottle in. So it just takes standard hydraulic fluid. It's nothing special. It's a real simple control on this, just up and down. That's really it. There's not a lot to these things. Like I said, they're really simple. When you're getting ready to lift for the first time, you need to take into account that these do not lift straight up. They sort of lift in this fashion where they will go up and either forward or backwards depending on how you have the Quickjacks actually positioned. So this part is the front, and if you have it set like this, they will raise like this. So the car is going to move forward probably basically about this far. This and this will be almost even. This will be a little bit past it. So you're probably talking about the car's going to go forward by about 8 inches or so. So you just need to take that into account. You can obviously use it the other way and make the car go backwards if you need to do that. And you can also use them side to side, but obviously you just have to be very careful using it side to side to make sure everything lines up. So usually what I do is I will start to bring the Quickjacks up. I already lined these up so I know everything's kind of ready to go. So I will usually bring them right up to the bottom and make sure that the pinch welds like this are going to lock in correctly. So obviously that locked in. Like I said, I already kind of have these ready to go just for the convenience. And I'll just double check the other side and make sure that went in. When the car starts going up, these locks will automatically drag along, and there's this position and there's the second position, so they'll automatically go, and you just have to let the pressure off to get them to ride back on the safety so that it's not being held up by the hydraulics. So we're good to go on this side. The units are parallel. Now before I pick the car up, let me take a quick measurement to see actually how high we're going to go. I think this lifts the car somewhere around 20 inches or so. So from the bottom of the bumper right now, we are at about 8 1/4 inches or so. So now we're just going to see how high this thing's actually going to go. Because this is high enough where you can comfortably get into this with a creeper. So all it really is just push the up button. So you want to kind of watch the system. Make sure it's lifting the car evenly. I checked it before and everything was good. Now, when it went up like that, it just made it to the first safety position, just went over it. We'll keep going. then we'll ride it down. And now we're locked. Now we're being held up metal to metal and not on the hydraulics. Make sure the other side locked in too. Ooh, that one did not go in all the way, and that's why we check. I've noticed one side tends to lift a little bit quicker than the other one. So I'll just go up. Make sure that other side went in. Oh, I saw it go. All right, now we're on. So now we're locked in both sides. All right. I think we're pretty good right now, so that should be it. And let's see about how high that got the car off the ground. About 18 inches. So it took the car off the ground from the bumper about 10 inches. Obviously, that's a decent amount. Now, obviously, the wheels are going to be not off the ground nearly as much, just because obviously the suspension is going to drop a little bit. But that's a pretty good indication. Now, I mean, this is pretty high off the ground right now. I mean, you obviously can't walk under here, but you can comfortably crawl under there if you want to put a mat in the ground, if you want to use a creeper, whatever you want to do. But now if you want to do really anything, transmission, engine, exhaust work, drop a fuel tank, now there's enough room to do that. And this is just a quick and basic setup. And it's pretty simple. So let's go take it down. Got to have it ride up a little bit more. Pick these up so the cams can ride down. All right. The cams automatically ride over. And the car's safely back on the ground now. So now let's just do a run in real time from stop to go. I'll bring these things down all the way. So they're down all the way now, and let's do this in real time. And that's it. Now we're locked in. So it's pretty quick. I mean, you're talking 20, 30 seconds or so, all the way down to up, and then being able to back them off to lock it. So it's pretty quick. And now the car is going to stay there. I usually leave a little bit of pressure in the cylinders just in case something crazy happens, but I always make sure that the locks are fully engaged metal to metal. And I make sure that's where the bulk of the weight is sitting, but I don't usually disconnect the hoses or anything. I just leave them there as is unless I really need to. You can disconnect the hoses because it's sitting metal to metal, but for safety reasons and unless I really need to get the hoses out of the way, I leave them in there with some hydraulic pressure just in case. But as you see, this is a pretty basic setup. I put this in my automotive maintenance cabinet. It doesn't take up a lot of room. I'll hang the actual hydraulic units in the back on the wall, and I still have full use of my garage for parking cars or whatever else I need to do if I want to do detailing or whatever it may be. And I'm not committed to having a lift in here. So hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.